So I sat down and he took it out, and I don't know if he was expecting more or what. At the time, I didn't know. I look back now and I'm like, in a way, it's kind of funny because I wasn't looking at the way they were, but I don't know. He was scared that I was going to leave the hospital. He was one of the people that were there. I'm not even going to say names or what hospital or nothing because I can't blame the hospital or anybody for what's happened. And I think that's where we're going wrong here. It's like the moment someone has something in their life that comes tragic and they can blame somebody else for it and get money out of it, it's like, that's not how we learn. Like, even if that is a situation that we get trained on again, like, that's not a healthy, productive way to learn, because now you're pressured because something bad already happened with that, and now you don't want it in your hands because what if it was already handled wrong the first time? My head. Woo! Oh, and Stitch. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah. When I finally left, I went home. I think I got messaged my actual specialty doctor, and I felt so stupid. Like when he took the needle out, I could feel my face red, and I just felt so embarrassed. I kind of knew what they were feeling because I'm good at picking up on stuff like that, and I figured that's what it was probably, but I didn't know why I went sepsis. And that right there is a coincidence because nobody can expect that. That needle is freaking huge, man. I had to use peroxide on my foot when I stepped on it. Like, it hurt so bad I could feel it like here. And I was even thinking at the time when I was cleaning, I was like, I really hope I don't go sepsis. Hopefully the peroxide just cleans it out. No. So in the middle of the night, I'm going through this moment where I was already having fevers and I didn't know it was wrong. And it was actually one of the scariest moments because I almost barely didn't make it to the shower. I felt my skin tingling, like things tightening up in my body. Like I barely almost got my shirt off. I put the water on, it was warm water, and I sat down in the shower as it started falling on me and I felt better. I texted my significant other and I was like, something's wrong. I took my temp, it was like over 100 some degrees, which in my lifetime, it's happened to me a couple times. Because I get sick, I've been sick since I was like little. So fevers and rashes and stuff are just no stranger to me. But yes. I just want to make sure. I lost my train of thought, dang it. My biggest thing at this point is to do awareness because I don't want anybody else to go through what I went through. And I really don't care if people believe me or not, but if I put that out there, maybe someone can learn and they don't have to sit there in my shoes and look around at everybody looking at you looking like a crazy person in the one place that you're trying to settle down in. And it's a small town and everybody knows each other. It's not comfortable to try to plant roots somewhere that way because then I'm always on edge. But the thing is it was always that way. Every time I had to skip town or go somewhere to maybe protect myself or my cat or just whoever at the time. It's taking too many thoughts, man. My brain has been going like this for a very long time, and it's hard to keep my thoughts straight. So like I'll have an idea I'm talking to you guys about, and then before I get a chance to finish that, it's already leaving my brain and I'm like, oh, it's right there, and then it's just gone, and it's frustrating. So like I don't like it as much as anybody else. So yeah, what I was saying was the awareness. I don't want anybody to sit there and be in a situation like that. I've been in a couple like that. That's the sad part. Been to multiple hospitals. I have a lot of bills that I could not pay. But the thing is my credit, like the way my family was and stuff, even all the way up to my social security number was wrong since I was a kid. I was in my name, everything. So my credit, everything, my whole life has been shot since I don't even remember when. And I feel like this is something that should have been caught a long time ago. Like when I went through foster care, you have all these people that know that you think that you're supposed to look up to. When my brother and sister and me got taken away from my mom, I didn't even see her that week. I have no clue what happened to her, where she was. It was just me and my brother and sister, and nobody was helping. So my brother and sister are my stepbrother and sister, so I had to resort to reaching out to the guy that was physically, mentally very abusive to us that my mom had just left. Because he was willing to get back at her to make himself feel better rather than what was really going on in the situation. What sucked the most is that he ended up getting custody of me. There was CSB again. He was hiding the phones in his room. Like, it was a very messed up situation. I could sit here and blame people all day. Yeah, it does suck. I've been through a hell of a lot. I'm not here to one-up anybody, but I want to help. Even back then, I feel like even if autism is that new and I don't understand it and I have it, it's frustrating to understand it when you have nothing to go off of. I would have never known to even look into it until I had a chance. Like, why I didn't fit in anywhere, like why I had to keep going places, it was so easy for people to push me down on the ground and shove me off somewhere. And I always thought maybe it was people just didn't like me, and people probably don't, but I am very truthful, and people around me in my life, who lives with me, they know that. But I can help a situation improve. The first battle is trying to figure out what the problem is. Now, this is where people get confused, because when you start noticing the problem, it's not bitching. It's trying to figure it out. When it starts becoming bitching is when you know that it's there, but you're not trying any kind of way to try to fix it. Better yourself, even if it's a small thing. The small wins do matter. Take my word for it, I promise. It's just a matter of trying to convince yourself. It's hard in a world where there's a lot of people for some reason that think that they can put down people that see that little glimmer of light just because they're miserable. And honestly, as sad as it sounds, that is what it is. People are just genuinely miserable. Nobody's happy, even the generation I went through. Obviously, because my family had to subliminally show me how to handle what was going up in my head before I even knew what was going up in my head. Ginger ale's really good. Okay, my whole story about all that anyways. We're gonna jump back to the drug thing. Everybody pretty much I knew felt that I was probably some druggie. And the thing is they did go through my blood work, I'm sure, because I remember waking up at times and they were taking it. I'm sure they found out that I had my Concerta in me, but it's a new drug. The number one, no, go on, Nabby. I know. Number one ingredient, there's the first ingredient, it's meth. I learned about it in chemistry, I think it was, when I went through college, but it's a controlled substance. Get down. Nope. I know. Oh God, I'm just gonna sleep in my face tonight when I'm trying to sleep. Anyways, and you have to realize that in their perspective, they don't know what kind of medicines I'm on. I just got on my ADHD medicine. I had no clue that the severity of my jaw. At the time, I knew it was bad, but I didn't think it was as bad as what they're telling me now. But it's whatever. It was totally worth it, I guess. Sorry. But in the doctor's perspective, they see my blood work. They see probably meth or whatever they take out of there, and probably those muscle relaxers. Because that's what they gave me at the time to take. And that's why I took myself off them eventually, because it was dumbing me down. I can feel a huge difference. Band-Aids don't work, man. You want to improve it. You want to learn. People got lazy. Here's some drugs. Here you go. And then rather than understanding. But the thing is, it's not their fault either, because us as a patient on the other end, that's why they always ask us like subjective, objective questions. Like, it's hard to explain what those are. And it's hard to let someone else know what you're feeling on the inside. the best way you can do it is just explain and be honest and truthful about it.